Starting the recording. Can someone please speak something? Yeah, desktop audio is also working. Fine.
Okay.
So today's topic is the directive. What's the topic today? Directives. Now, what are the directives? You will see. Let me create the project. I'm going to create the project. Tell me the command ng. Sorry, not here. Tell me the command ng generate application. Ng generate application. And name of the application directives. Okay, hit the enter. There are two types of projects in the Angular: application project and the library project. Application project can be executed independently, and the library project needs to be injected into the application project. They cannot be executed independently. Routing, I don't know. I'm going to use the CSS. You may opt for the SCSS, you may opt for the stylus, you may opt for the SAS, up to you. But I'm going to work with the CSS, basic CSS. Now, what I want to achieve, let me show you. Where is the sketchpad? So we have sketchpad. Okay, so there would be one component. And which would be having the table, which would be having what? Table component. Rows and columns we would be having, right? And you can have one column, say quantity. We are going to create some quotation kind of table. How much is the quantity, then how much is the price. Okay, you can show me later on. Okay, quantity, price, total. So here you can have quantity, you can say name of the item, then quantity, you can say unit price, you can say tax if any, and then you can say here last column would be what? Total. I want to display this table. Remember that in each and every project you will do, you need to create this table. Here rows would be the dynamic, right? So we have created the directives project, and you can do this thing by means of the directives. I'll show you. See, I'm covering the project module straight away. It might be complex for you right now, but you need to digest it, because whenever you are going to get deployed on the project, straight away your manager is going to ask to do this thing, right? And meanwhile I'm going to explain the concepts, right? But it is a project module. So let me create one component inside that. Here I can say nggc, right? Name of the module nggc, and here I can say data tab, data hyphen tab hyphen project. Which project? Directives. Okay, Let me hit the enter, and here you can see data tab is there, and under the data tab something has created. Let's get the bootstrap over here. In which project we have bootstrap? The style.css we have bootstrap imported. Same link. You need to go to the directives, source, and under the source you need to have style.css. Okay. Okay. So this is your component, and let me write it into the dot container. I was telling you this, Vaibhav. App data tab. App data tab. I'm going to import that component. Let us run the project. So I don't know where is the project. So let's go here. You can go here and open the containing folder, and here I can say open in terminal. ng, what's the command for running the project? Npm start -- project and directives. Npm start -- project, and project is directives. Okay, it's getting started. Just a moment. Till then, you can say HTML5 table. HTML5 table. Right, let's have the table. HTML5 or bootstrap. We have bootstrap, right? Bootstrap for table. There are many things in the bootstrap for related to the table. Okay, we need something like this. You can have this also. You can have this also. See, I'm creating custom table, right? Now see, I'll go with the basic, and let's have this table in our project. Yeah, or with the border, highlighted rows, many things are there, right? Something like that. But let's have the border table, this one. Now in the app table, here you can have this table like this, and if you go localhost 4200, can you see you have the table on your screen? Now the table margin top say 5, margin top say 5. Okay, like that. Getting that? Hello? Simple table I have created. Now what I need to do is that, can you see the columns are fixed, but these rows need to be created dynamically. Now let's add what we have. Item. First thing is item, then you can have quantity, you can have unit price, if any tax is applied on that item, the tax, and last column is what? Total. last column is what? Total. Now see, these two things has been added. Now here I can say first this SR, this is serial number, this is a serial number, this is an item, this is an item. I can say pen, quantity 10, then this is a tax. Here you can say this much, and unit price we have forgotten. Unit price 250 rupees each. One pen is, what's that? 250 rupees each. I'm saying tax is this, and the total I can say some like this. This would be the calculation, but don't worry, we'll do that. Now let me remove these two rows. Let's remove these two rows, and can you see it will look like this? Unit price is this, and in this, okay, scope column like this we have created. Now in the TS I have an array. So see, I'm creating, can you see here there is a data. In the data there should be one field called as item, quantity, unit price, tax, and the total. So I can create one wrapping object around this. Let's go here, new file, and here I can say domain.ts. Domain is nothing but which will point to the data. So here I can say export interface, and here you can say tab data, and into the interface you just need to write what you can say keys. First is what? Item is of type string. Remember that. What is the type of item? Item is of type string. Quantity is number. QTY is of type number. See, I'm telling you project related things. Do not take it lightly. Be serious about it. Unit price. I have started recording. Unit price. Number. Then the tax. I can say if any. In every project you need to implement this thing. And the total. Well, total shouldn't be part of this, because, or you can have it, not an issue, because total is calculated number. Okay, this is your data. Remember that each row of your table, what I'm saying, each row of your table is pointing to object of this table data. Are you agree with that? Please tell me something about that. Each row of your HTML table will point to a single object of this interface. Remember that in TypeScript you cannot create object of interfaces, right? But you are restricting the data, that a row would be including these items only. Do you agree with that or not? So each row of the table would be pointing to object of that data which is similar or which is looking like this, right? Okay, so we can have an array. Here you can say quotations is of type array. Array of what? Array of tab data. So you are saying that array of tab data is equals to new array. I am creating object of array over here, right? And in the ng on init, don't worry about what do you mean by ng on init. You'll get to know tomorrow, I think. Okay, just see, in the ng on init I am initializing the data. This dot quotations dot push, I am adding the data into this, right? Dot push object, can you see I'm pushing the object is of type, what you can say, see it is giving you an error. The empty type is not assignable to the parameter type of data. See, you are pushing the data of type what? You are pushing the data of type tab data. Now what tab data is consisting of? Tab data is consisting of the interface, which would be having one key as item, another key as quantity, another key as unit price, another key as tax, and another key as total. So here you need to create that object. See, I'm creating particular object like that, and first I can say item. Item is nothing but pen, and second parameter quantity. I need a 1000 quantity. Then what is the next? Unit price, each is a 250. Then tax would be what you can say 12% or 11, whatever it is. Then what? And then total. Presently total you can assign it to 0. Actually total shouldn't be part of the interface. This interface, there shouldn't be part of the total shouldn't be part of the interface. Why? Because total needs to be calculated. Now see, I'll come to that total later on. Just see, I'm just pushing the data to the array. Pen, pencil. So I need a quantity. Is it correct spelling of pencil? I don't know. 850. Unit price 102. Tax is 10 and something like that. Then I need eraser. I need this much quantity. The unit price of one eraser would be 10 rupees. Who said something? Recording is on. Something has PENCIL. Okay, PENCIL eraser. Then we can have what we need to have. What's that? Sharpener in the 5000 quantity. Unit price of the sharpener is 5 rupees. Tax would be 6 and something like that. I'm just writing arbitrary values. Then another one, pen, pencil, sharpener, book, notebook in this much order. Unit price would be 150 rupees. Tax would be 13% and something like that. Now see, each item of the array is the TR in the table. Do you agree or not? Each item of the array. Yes, do you agree or not? Each item of the array is a row inside the table. Do you agree or not? Hello? Is that okay to all? But how do you do that? Because Angular doesn't give you any for loop kind of thing, right? Or HTML doesn't give you rather a for loop kind of thing. So Angular has given you one special directive called as ngFor. See, I'm going to first tell you the implementation and then tell you what is the star ngFor. So star ngFor is a structural directive. What is that? Is a structural directive which will allow you to change the page structure, right? To change what? Page structure. Now see, let, you can say any variable ABC like that, but variables should be sensible, right? So let quotation QT QOTE, QT I can say, of the name of the array. I want to iterate on which array? On the quotations array. I want to iterate on the quotations array. So QT, remember that QT is pointing to each and every item of the quotations array. If it is zeroth, then it is pointing, QT is pointing to the zeroth row, QT is pointing to the first row, and something like that. Okay, and then for this index, you can say, about index we'll see later on. So I can say just 1, and here I can say interpolation binding QT dot item. Then here you can say, what is this? Unit price, QT dot unit price. Here what we can say, QT dot, what is that? Sorry, this is the quantity, I think, right? Quantity unit price, QT dot tax, and here QT dot total. QT dot total. You see now. Can you see? You'll get all the things over here. You getting that? So quantity is this, unit price is this, tax is this, and total is this. Any query so far you have, please ask me. Remember that star ng for is a structural directive of the Angular which will allow you to iterate on the array. Star ng for is what? Structural directive of the Angular which will allow you to iterate on the array. See, these TRs need to be created dynamically. Are you getting that? These TRs need to be created dynamically. How many TRs are there? If you inspect it, see, TRs has been created dynamically. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But you have written only one TR over here. But you have attached something called as structural directive. The directive who changes the page structure or DOM structure is called as structural directive. The directive who changes the DOM structure of your existing page or the page layout of your existing page is called as structural directive. So there is a TR. TRs are multiple over here. You have written only one TR and you have written star ng for let QT of what? Quotations. Let QT of what? Quotations. So you have created something like that. Okay. Now you can just go here in your project. You can just go in your project. Now I need to calculate the total. It is easy. How to calculate the total? Just go here and here you can say QT dot unit price into QT dot QTY, right? So these are the multiplied plus in addition of what? QT dot tax. QT dot tax. That is your total is. Can you see? This is the total of all the things. Homework. What is the homework? You need to create a row at the bottom, right? Which would be having just 2 columns. I am repeating myself. Listen very carefully. You need to create a row at the bottom. Which would be having only 2 columns. And here you just need to have total. And second column would be the valuation or summation of all these things over here. So this much would be on the bigger column and another column is this much. So width of the one column is this much. and another column is this much. So you would be having a last column which would be having only bold total, caps, all caps total, and total would be what you can say summation of all these things. Any questions on this? That is your homework. Hello? Hello? Do you have any queries, questions? Hello? Any questions if you have? If you have any questions, please ask me. Priyanka, you have any question? Priyanka? Okay. Okay. Now I told you that the serial number will talk a little bit later, which is #111. Okay. Now this ng_for gives you one more variable called as index. Let ind is equals to index. You can see current index. It will give you what? Current index, and you can say ind straight away over here. You can say ind straight away over here, and you will see 0 1 2 3 4 5, but it is starting from the 0. So one trick you need to do, +1. Straight away you need to do what? +1. 1 2 3 4 5, right? So structural directive star ng_for. What I'm saying, structural directive star ng_for is giving you index variable. That index variable is pointing to the current row under the iteration. So this is the 0th row, this is the first row, this is the second row, this is the third row, and this is what? 4th row. So this is how you have created table. So let me push this much code so that you can go to the code, and here I can say directives and structural directives quotation. Let me push this much code. Just go through the code, and if you get any query, please ask me. I have pushed the code. I am stopping my screen share. I'm stopping my screen share and muting the and stopping the recording as well. Okay, can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, so you are talking about this file.
Data tab upward.
This file.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Tab data.
Tab data. So what's the concern here? Hello?
Why we are using tab data?
See, here you are saying that array of not anything. I would like to focus on only on the array of which type? Tab data. So you are making this array so specific that it is, you cannot, if you just say array like this, right? If you just say array like this, or see, we are in the TypeScript says that tell me array of what. So if you say array of any means what? You can add array dot this, and I can add some string over here, say some string some string over here. But this is going to create the problem in our HTML, because our HTML requires the how many columns? 1 2 3 4 5 columns, and here you are adding the string. This is what? Meaningless. Accepting array of type any, right, and adding some arbitrary string, this is what you can say not with the meaning, that is a meaningless. So you are saying that you are restricting this array. you are restricting this quotation array to hold data only of type what? Table data, tab data. And what is the tab data? Tab data is simple interface. Your restriction, you're restricting that this interface is having item, quantity, unit price, tax, and the total. And that's why you are giving the specifics of the array, not only array. It is an array of the data type tab data. Mean this array is going to hold the data of type tab data. Clear, Mayur?
Okay, okay. So tab data means table data.
Table data, we have created that. You can give a name anything like this, but the name should be sensible. That's why I am giving the tab data. Tab data is our data type. We have defined that data type, and that data type is having item, quantity, unit price, and tax and total, right? Because we need to present that data only in the table. What you need to present? The particular data, which is nothing but this. If you add a string, some problematic will happen over here. Getting that?
Yes.
Hello? Cleared?
Hello,
What do you
yes,
mean by tab data?
yes, yes, yes.
Okay. Any other questions? Now next thing you have a table. So instead of having a straight away table, let me put it under the row and col sorry dot col, and let's put this table inside that particular row and one column. There won't be any change. So let's create one more row. So this is a row related to the table. One more row dot col. Right here you can say input type text, and placeholder I can say item. Please prompt me item, and then what? Quantity. Input type number. Input type number, quantity, price. Well, you are not knowing the forms presently. Presently you are unaware of the forms. If there could be the forms, this would be really easy. Price, then what? Tax, if any. And in the last column we can have button. Add input type button, and here I can say text is equals to add, text is equals to add, and let's apply some classes btn, and btn info or secondary is a built-in bootstrap class. See this, not text value, say add. Okay, and to this row I can apply some border. Okay, there is some border, and I want to take content to the center. What is a property? And this row, what I can do at the top, before the table there should be this row. This empty 5 empty 5. Who said something? And to this row also empty 5. Center. I need to take these items to the center. What's that? You can do that, but tell me. Someone has said something. Self-align center. Okay, you do that. Let's not invest time on the doing that things that are relatively easy, not a big deal. Okay, I'll give some margin, sorry, padding. P3. Something like this. Okay, and M3, margin top 3, like this. So I'm going to add item, quantity, price, and the tax, and I'm going to click on the add. The data needs to be added at the bottom. Tell me the logic, how to do that thing. You are in an Angular, remember that. Do not worry about the DOM manipulation, but worry about the data manipulation. Right? See now, on the click, there is a, on the click, event binding, and here you can say add data. Add what? Data. And these are the hashes you can do. Hashes are nothing but what? Item. Template references. Hash, you can say QTY. Hash PR. Hash TX. And like that. And you can pass it to the function. Add data. Item.value. Well, if it is a form, it would be really easy, right? Presently you don't know the form, that's why we need to do all these things. Item.value, qty.value, pr.value, and tx.value, pr.value and the tx.value. So you need to go to the class and write the function add data. First parameter is string, is of type string. Then what? Then can you please tell me? Is of type string. Then qty is of type number. PR is of type also number. TX is of type number. Right, these variable names can be anything. You don't need to worry that these names should be same as these name. No, absolutely not needed. That can be anything. Right, so here you are going to create the object const, or just you need to push the data item, or say Angular, JavaScript 6 says that if your values name item, quantity, in the domain, what's that? Item, quantity, unit price, tax. Item, quantity, this should be unit price, tax. And here I can say, or you can pass total also, is of type number from there. So if your key names, ES6 says that if your key names in the JavaScript object, key names are same as the, what you can say, value variable, instead of writing what you can say, instead of writing key value over here, so you would be writing something like this: item is of type item, sorry, item is value item. Instead of writing like this, you can just go on writing the variable names. Quantity applicable only if the variable name and the object key is same. See, if I'm repeating myself, if the key of the object and name of the variable are same, you can write straight away the variable names over here. Internally it will map automatically, right? So this is the ES6 feature, and all the time I'm passing 0, all the time I'm passing what 0 over here as the total, because total we are going to calculate. Okay, let us see this is working or not. You can go here, an item, I can say compass, quantity 56, price 85, tax 12, and you can say add. Can you see this is getting added over here, and total is getting calculated automatically. Right, but if you refresh, this 6th row would be gone, because when you refresh, everything gets refreshed, array gets reinitialized, this array gets reinitialized, and in that array only this much data would be there. Are you getting that? So item again I can say compass, quantity 89, unit price 52, tax would be 56, add. See, this would be the compass, and go on adding. Now you need to clear all these things. Once you add homework, if you add this thing, the values need to be cleared from here. Values need to be what? Cleared from here. Presently it is writing as it is. Drafter, 500 drafters are required. Unit price 963, and tax would be 15, and say okay. Drafter is getting added here. Okay, now your another homework is that last row would be the total. That row would be having only 2 columns. One is total and the summation of all these things. This is a homework I expect you to do tomorrow. Okay, so this is about one thing. Now about deletion, right? So go to the HTML, and I want to delete particular table value. I want to delete particular table value. So in a table, so let minimize this. So in a table, after the total or at the beginning only, I can say operation OP, and here we can add one input type. Input type is equals to checkbox. Input type is equals to what? Checkbox. See, or presently let's have input type button. That would be too much complicated. Class or bootstrap 4 icons, sorry, icons. Glyph icons. Oh, now if you want to add the icons, you need to make some, you need to add third party library. Fine, I'll not add icon, but you can add the icon. Class, you can say btn small and btn warning, warning, and value would be delete. Value would be what? Delete. Or instead of see this, if I BT, what is the class for small button? BT and SM or what? Yeah, BT and SM is the class. If I click on the delete, the particular row needs to be deleted. How do you do that? I have shown you how to add it, right? So whatever you want to do, remember that you have added into what you can say quotations array. In the same fashion, you need to remove data. You need to remove the data from the what you can say same array. So here let's have ID is 1. Well, see, it is giving you an error. It is saying that that is not available in the domain. So here you can say ID number. Number, and here you can say, see, now everywhere there would be error. So ID 1, ID 2, ID 3, sorry, here ID 4, ID 5, and here also you need to pass the ID. See, ID is the key. Even you can don't pass the total, don't get the total from here. It's 0, and I can pass, just remove that last parameter total. From here, okay, total is 0. We are presently passing total to the 0. Now ID need to be generated dynamically. Now these values are coming from database. Remember that whenever you learn the web services, you will get one JSON array, and that JSON array you will store in this array, and automatically you will get the quotations like this. Okay, here ID 1 2 3 4 5. This ID needs to be a dynamic. So I can say date.now, or what? How should get the dynamic number? There is something called as one node package UUID, Node.js. See, there is a package which creates universally unique identifier. What I'm saying? Hello? Universally unique identifier. If you want to get universally unique identifier, you can use what? UUID. What is a UUID? If you want universally unique, not just for this project, in the complete universe, the number which is generated by this UUID is not available anywhere. Let's install the package. See how to install third-party packages. That's what I'm showing you. Just open the root of the project and the paste -- save npm install UUID -- save. So just make the enter. See, it is a node package, and what it does, it creates the universally unique identifiers, right? See, it is generating. Instead of you to write the logic for generating the unique number, you can use such node packages which are available. Okay. Now let me go to the package.json and see here UUID is there or not. Can you see UUID is there, 8.3.3. Now you need to import the UUID in your project. You need to import the UUID in your project. Okay, I have imported UUID in this project. And how do you use, see this UUID4, which will generate the universally unique identifier. Now I can call this here. Every time it will generate new unique universally unique ID, and you can see that as well. And here also we can pass UUID. Okay. Hello, any question you have? Now if you want to delete, why I have created universally unique identifier, just a moment, I'll print that array. After doing all these things, let's print console.log your this dot quotations. I want to show you that UUIDs that has been generated. Inspect it, just go to the console, and can you see array of 5? Can you see ID? A unique identifier has been generated for everything. This thing, this thing, this thing, this thing, this thing. Are you getting that? Hello? Each row would be having a unique ID. Each row would be having a unique ID. Remember that. For each row you have created here, there should have a unique ID. So you can delete it by means of that ID. Even you are adding, same thing is going to happen. You are going to assign one universally unique ID, and then you are going to do it. Now see how to delete that. So here I am going to get the ID is of type string. ID is of type string. Now what you need to do when you are removing, first you need to find that const quotation qt is equals to or okay, const qt is equals to this dot quotations. I'm writing now dot find. Can you see find is operator, and you need to pass the prediction. Here it is a lambda id, or you can say UUID arrow. UUID of the particular element is exactly equals to ID. UUID is this is exactly equals to ID. Why it is wrong? Find, see, find is going to iterate on all the elements, and it is going to find one whose UUID is exactly equals to what you can say ID. This dot qt quotations dot find UUID. Okay, sorry, this is the quotation, remember that. Or we can say element variable name, because qt is already there. I cannot write the variable name qt again over here, so I can say element dot id. El dot id is exactly equals to this incoming id, and here this id should be string. Now earlier it was number, and that was the problem. If they are matching, see, if they are matching, you will get the particular element. I can write, first we'll get the element console.log, and I can print the qt, and see After particular click, I should get particular element. See, I'm clicking on the DT. Well, nothing is happening. Do we have a sign? Okay, we haven't assigned the click listener. On the click is equals to remove data is the function that you need to write. And see, this object you can use qt.id, you can pass over here. qt.id you can pass over here. Now let us see. Now see 3, can you see id eraser is at the third number. We got the particular item, quantity is 3268, unit price is 10, tax is this, and something like this, right? So if you are clicking on the particular item, if you are clicking on the particular item, you are getting that particular element. That is the first thing you need to do. See this, I have clicked this, I got the item. I am clicking here, notebook, I got the item. How did I? See, you have just assigned the particular row is there. In the particular row, every row has a button. Every row has a button, and if you click on the delete, it will point to the particular Qt object and pass the ID to the remove data function. So it comes under the remove data function and it finds the particular object over here, quotation.find, something like that, right? So you got the item over here. This is how you will get the particular item. Now see what I want to do. If I want to delete this, see logic, if I want to delete this, right, I want to get the list without this item. If I get the list without this item, which means that I have deleted the list. Are you getting that logic? If I create a list without this item and assign it to the main quotation, right, so I would be having only 4 items. So I would like to get the list but by excluding this particular item. How to do that? See, I can say const new quote, or say updated up quotations, updated quotations, and here I can say this dot quotations dot this dot quotations dot filter all the elements, and same thing, el is there, it is going to check each element. So el dot id is not equals to id, and here you will get one list over here. So what you can do, this dot quotations is equals to upq. So let me comment this row, this is not needed. What did you do? You have filtered this quotation list. On what basis? The element id is not equals to this incoming id, and see what happens. If I click here, can you see that particular item was deleted? Third, this item is deleted, this item is deleted, this is deleted. Refresh it again, all will come. So remember that eraser I want to delete, eraser would be deleted from here. Okay, hello. So this is about what you can say directives. A structural directives, one structural directive we have covered, right? One structural directive we have covered, and that is nothing but your, what you can say, the star ng for. There are 2 more we are going to cover. There is one more called as star ng if. We'll see that. But see how I have implemented the delete. So this is a project requirement, and you will need in almost all project adding the particular row and deleting the item. Okay, any questions you have on this? If you have any questions, please ask me. I'll push this much code. Say deleting, adding and deleting. Table data, and here you can push the code. I am pushing the code. Refresh it. Okay. Any question? Well, any question? Okay, now another structural directive is your star ng if. So what I want to do, I want to show the total column or I don't want to show the total column. This I want to make, what you can say, here there would be one checkbox. If I tick on the checkbox, sorry, then the rest of the column, or we can have one more row. .col, and I can say input type checkbox, input type checkbox, and here I can say value. What is the value? We don't need value, forget about that. Here we need label, say total. Do I want to show total or not? So here we have total, little bit margin, ml2, margin left 2. Okay, I want to show total or not. This we are going to decide from here. Empty 3, little top margin 3. If I select the total, the column should appear, and if I unselect the total, column should disappear. I want to add the column or I want to remove the column, right? So there is one event called as change. We need to map with one event called as change on total, on change total, on change total, right? Here you are going to pass dollar event. What you are going to pass? Dollar event. Okay, and here we can write the function on change total, and here EV. And what is the event? What is the type of event? Event. Can you check in the earlier code and let me know? And here I can say is total checked presently false. Is total checked is presently what? False. And to this column, here I can say star ng if is equals to is total checked, is total checked, and same you need to pass the boolean variable to this total td is total checked. See, presently there is no total column, and presently we haven't configured the code for that. So you can go here, and here you can say this dot is total checked is equals to ev dot what is that, target dot checked. Can you please tell me I'm correct? In the progress bar we have implemented this. Please see the code and let me know. Okay, see this total is getting added. Can you see total column is getting added, total column is getting removed. Star ng if changing the page structure or the DOM structure of your existing code, add the total column or remove the total column, that is up to you. So you can give checkbox to each and every one over here, but if you give a checkbox over here, if you hide the column you cannot add it again. Remember that the column is getting removed from the DOM structure. If you go to the element app data, and this is your table, this is your table, this is your t body, and in the t body from everything, can you see total is getting removed. Okay, now see it is getting added. Can you see td is getting added automatically, and td is getting removed from all the rows. See, it is changing the DOM structure, and that's why these elements are called as structural elements, structural directives. Okay, any questions? Let me push again this much code. Directives star ng if anywhere if you want to delete the add or delete the data into the DOM, you are going to use star ng if. You are going to use what? Star ng if. And to the star ng if you need to pass the boolean variable true or false. If true, this would be visible. If false, this would be removed from the DOM. It would be added if true, and false, it would be removed from the DOM. A typical example is this. Okay, now your homework, just want to show two columns, and you need to show the total over here of this column. Okay, well, here you can use the proper icons, but I have used the delete button. So I have pushed the code. Please go through the code and ask me the queries if you have any. Hello. So I have pushed the code. We'll conclude today, and we'll meet tomorrow with some new things related to the directives. Now, one thing you have a homework is star ng switch case. Star ng switch case. So there is one more structural directive, that is nothing but the star ng switch case, that you need to study on your own, and if you get any queries you can ask me tomorrow. There is nothing but star ng switch case, right? So we have seen. So tomorrow, Prathamesh, or you can share the link, I'll check it. Tomorrow we'll see that progress bar homework. Okay, so we'll conclude today, and tomorrow we'll meet with something called as attribute directives, right? What we will meet, something called as attribute directives, and little bit theory about the structural directives. But this is real implementation of your structural directives. Okay, so I'm ending the call. If you have any queries you can ask me. and you can try also many things related to the today's project. Okay, now, okay, I'll give you that homework tomorrow. Okay, can I conclude the session? Okay, I am concluding the session. All will meet tomorrow. I'm stopping the recording and I have pushed the code.